current top 10 in the NCAA college basketball. Like I said last week, it's kind of weird seeing some of these names, but then again, there's also those blue bloods there.
Yeah, there is. Gonzaga being number one. I mean, I guess no shock over the last 3 or 4 weeks the way basketball, college basketball has gone. They've been pretty solidly, consistently up there.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're like you said, consistent.
Yeah. Arizona. I mean, listen.
They're always scrappy.
Yeah. So they went through those NCAA sanctions and all that and blah blah blah.
Yep.
But they made it out on the other side in the last couple of years. They really have consistently still been good.
Yeah. For the last couple of years, like you said,
it's always funny to me,
really
that whole situation happened over DeAndre Ayton, and he's still young in the league to me.
He's
you know what I mean?
young.
And they're already number 2 in the nation again. That just shows, they're doing something right. How about SEC Auburn having
they did take a tough loss this week.
Yes, you're right, and that'll probably drop them a little bit.
But still, it's still surprising to see them at number 3.
Yeah,
Bruce Pearl.
Yeah,
awesome,
loving it. Yeah, we did talk about that last week. Purdue, 24 wins in the Big Ten, which I don't know if they were supposed to be a top team in the Big Ten, but I definitely think that was more.
I'm pretty sure they were preseason ranked pretty high, but
okay.
I'm sure they're happy with their season.
Either way, 24 wins at this point in the Big Ten is pretty good. Kansas at 5, Kentucky at 6. I mean, you talk about 2 blue bloods. That does surprise me because they played head to head and Kentucky destroyed them.
That game, or those games always are so much fun. They always go back and forth.
Absolutely.
So to see them at 5 and 6 is definitely gets me excited for the NCAA tournament.
And sticking with the blue bloods, I mean, Duke and Nova at 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah, right there. That little pack is.
Coach K maybe going out on the right foot, hopefully. I like that they stayed in the top 10 all year. Not that I was worried that I would there was points of the season you didn't know. So,
surely.
I do I'm a Coach K fan, and I like the fact that they've been, sticking it there for the end. Nova up there, I'm a Philly guy, but don't root for them or anything. But listen, they're good for the city.
Yeah, they are. They're great for the city.
Yeah, Texas Tech and Baylor. They've had a fun game this year already.
I think they play again.
Yeah,
well, they're gonna play again, and then they probably play
sure.
again
that's true.
in the Big 12 tournament as well. So they're.
But we're only coming down to as we stated earlier in the show with Michigan, 5 or so games for most of these teams left. So
he got suspended the rest of the season with 5 games.
Yeah.
So with obviously with that build up with us getting to the end of the season, the games mean more. The games are bigger, and the networks always seem to really highlight that well. So we figured we would give you just an outlook on some games that are coming up on Wednesday and some top 25 matchups. We have number 7 Duke at University of Virginia. That's 7 p.m. on ESPN. Duke needs that one, certainly heading into the tournament.
Yeah.
But Virginia already beat Duke at home this year, and Virginia.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Virginia is always a tough out, and they're playing really good ball. Then, as well as 7 o'clock, we have Xavier at number 11 Providence. That'll be a back and forth game on FS1. You know that. That'll be fun. Providence is really good. They're a really physical basketball team. They've been good for the past couple years. The Providence Flyers, I believe.
Flyers.
Yeah, so they're scrappy. So it's
Dayton Flyers, Providence. I think you're right.
Friars. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to see them finally reaping the benefits, being at number 11.
Yeah.
Then you got TCU traveling to number 20, Texas. Texas is hit or miss a little bit this year, but they are on the come up. You can tell things are changing.
They just played Baylor tough the other night.
Yeah, exactly. So they're there. They're number 20. So they're certainly creeping up there at the right time. Then you got number 14, Houston traveling to Tulane. That should be a good brush-up game for the Cougars. They've been really good the past couple years as well.
Consistently in basketball around that 14 range.
Yep. And then Ole Miss travels to number 3, Auburn. Like we said, Auburn's rank will probably drop a little bit, but the SEC is tough. So hopefully, the voters aren't too hard on them. And then we have 2 more games on Wednesday. LSU travels to number 6 Kentucky at 9 o'clock. Yeah, so that's the ESPN 9 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Kentucky's playing really well. They're really good. In a year where you weren't talking about them being good because you thought they fell off. They didn't fall off.
Nah, Kentucky is.
Newsflash.
Yeah, Kentucky's really
They're
good.
really good.
I agree.
And then number 3, Wisconsin, who will have their head coach, but they will be without one player. They'll travel to Minnesota. So hopefully everyone keeps their hands to themselves in that game and nothing else pops off. And then we figure the biggest day in college basketball each week is Saturday. So we definitely wanted to give you guys the top 25 matchups coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of games Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of games. You want to go like one for one or just...
Yeah, no, I could actually round them off.
Yeah, there you go.
Number 4, Purdue at Michigan State. Speaking of Michigan State, did you see what Izzo said about the Juwan Howard situation?
I saw what he said about the getting rid of the handshake line.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Okay, that makes
yeah.
sense. Okay, well, he ended it with like he talked about the situation for 5 minutes, and then he was like, but I'm not gonna comment on a situation I don't know about. And it was just like, well, you just talked about it for 5 minutes, so
he said he would make his players shake invisible hands.
Yeah,
I love it.
I should have said that part. That is funny.
I love it.
But number 6, Kentucky, then on Saturday goes to Arkansas. That'll be at 2. Number 20, Texas goes to West Virginia. We've talked about Huggy before and how much we like him. So that should, West Virginia always, especially at home, puts up a good matchup. That's also at 2. Auburn going to 17, Tennessee at 4. That should be a pretty good matchup in the SEC. Number 12, UCLA at Oregon State. That's also at 4. Number 19, Murray State. What a surprise at Southeastern Mississippi State.
Missouri State.
Oh, Missouri State. Sorry,
Yeah.
I read it wrong.
No, you're good.
5 p.m. We got number 7, Duke at Syracuse. Listen, I was just talking the other day about how much I love Carmelo Anthony and how I fell in love with him at Syracuse, but I really don't like Syracuse.
Yeah, the Carrier Dome has held some classic Duke.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Never forget when Rodney Hood dunked from like.
Me too.
He jumped out of Syracuse. Like,
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Fun fact: the game that Duke lost, wasn't the UCLA team, whatever the really good team that they lost to, one of Coach K's first year. That was at the Carrier Dome.
Okay.
Which I always found interesting that he's got to go back there every year and just look at it.
Yeah, especially now that they're
right now it's every year. He's got to be like, man, just reminded of that terrible day. Number 9, the Syracuse and Duke at Syracuse. That's at 6. Number 9, Texas Tech at TCU, also at 6. Number 13, Wisconsin at Rutgers at 6. South Carolina at 24, Bama, another ranked SEC team, 6 p.m. Arizona going to Colorado. That should actually be a fairly good one.
Yeah.
Kansas at Baylor. That's going to be a good one. 8 p.m. Gonzaga at 23, St. Mary's. I don't think that'll be worth it.
It
but
shouldn't be. Yeah.
2 ranked teams, right? USC at Oregon. So blah.